Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a quick one, and it's just going to be to answer the question that I think a lot of us have when we first log on to the Treasury Direct website, and that's what is the difference between the high rate and the investment rate. We always see it, and we sort of know that in general we're going to use the investment rate, but in today's video I'm going to explain exactly how we calculate both of these and exactly the use of the two of them in comparing them to different treasury yields or things such as high yield savings accounts. So in order to run our example that I'm going to be showing you today, we're going to be using a treasury bill purchase that I made back in the beginning of October for $4,000. One thing that's important to note, however, and something that many of you probably already know about treasury bills, is that I didn't actually pay the full $4,000. Instead, as you can see from my bank statement, I paid $3,983. So let's go ahead and work through these rates, starting with the high rate. You can see here that there's 8 basic steps to come up with that calculated rate that Treasury Direct shows. So we're first starting out with our purchase price per $4,000, which is that $3,983 purchase price that I just showed you. The next step then would be to subtract the $4,000 minus that number to give us the total interest actually earned, which is $16.52. But you might remember, however, that that's over 4 whole weeks, meaning that we need to divide by the number of days, which would be 28, giving us the interest earned per day of around 59 cents. If we go ahead and multiply that by 360, that will give us our next number. You might be wondering, why multiply by 360? That is one of the differences with the high rate versus the investment rate. We're going to multiply by 360 days. Once we do that, we get this interest earned per period number, basically what we're going to earn over that 360-day period, which is $212.40. Now, when we go ahead and divide this by the original purchase price or the original price that I put into Treasury Direct website of $4,000, we come out with a calculated rate, which is 5.31%. If we go back to the Treasury Direct website, for the high rate of the 4-week T-bill purchased on 10/10, you can see 5.31%. So that's exactly how they calculated that. In general, this high rate is not going to be quite as useful as the investment rate. Rather, the only thing that it's really useful for is comparing to the coupons on treasury notes or treasury bonds, something that might not be as useful as this second rate. So let's go ahead and view how we calculate that. Our second rate here is that investment rate. And so we're going to start out with that same number of $3,983 and subtract 4,000 minus that number to give us our total interest earned, or basically the total amount of money that we're going to return over the 4 weeks. Once again, same sort of thing. It's over 4 weeks, so we're going to divide it by 28 days to give us interest earned per days of 59 cents. So far, you're probably thinking, what's different about that? And that's when we get to our next portion of the calculation. This time, you're going to multiply it by 365 days, meaning it's more of an annual rate. Because it's multiplied by 365 instead of 360, the interest earned per period is a little bit higher at $215. And we now get to the second difference with the investment rate calculation, and that's that we're going to divide it by the actual purchase price instead of the face value, meaning we're dividing it by that 3,983 number. And when we make all of these calculations, we come out with an investment rate of 5.421%, which is the exact number that was confirmed here on my purchase receipt. The investment rate to me is much more useful than the high rate, and that's because it's an annual rate, meaning that you can use this to compare to things like the APY on savings accounts or CDs, things like that. It makes it much easier to compare amongst other investments. I hope you did go on to enjoy today's video. I know it was a quick one. Here is that little calculation on your screen one more time if you want to have another look at it. But I hope I was able to answer that question. That's something that bugged me for a while, trying to figure out what was high rate versus investment rate. If you have any more simple questions about treasury bills or anything else finance related, throw it down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe while you're down there so you don't miss any more videos like this one. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one.